We're in Parashat Vayigash. However, this is not a Parashat HaShavua shiur or thoughts, because I really want to show you something that we do, and we're taking with these two parashiot, because I explained to you already how does it work in Sefer Bereshit when we have, two and two and two parashiot. Every two parashiot are like a segment, a connection. That's the way it works. So, last week's parasha, we had the ordeal of Yosef. Yosef symbolizes to us always a certain measure of success, and a guy who made it, as they say. But what was it that made him so successful? In potential, we all could become successful. In reality, very few of us do. What's the secret here? So let's look at it this way. Yosef had it rough. Was sold, was hated, became a slave, became persecuted, was almost raped by his employer. Even the husband wanted him, as they say. Put in jail. He was in jail. He was there for quite a long time. And then finally he has hope. He solves the dream. And he thinks he's going to come out. And he stays there for another 2 years. And after those 2 years, all of a sudden he has this meteoric rise, and it becomes Yosef. And the question is, what exactly happened here? And the answer is Emunah, which is very easy to say. Emunah, I believe. What does it mean, I believe? Emunah is not so, say, yes, I do. So Yosef is in the bore. He's inside that, and he's always end up somewhere in a pit or in jail. Those jails all the time. We're not like jails like we have here, Sing Sing. You get a college degree, you get to work out. You get tattoos. You know what I'm saying. Let's stop here. College. Prison at the time was. Yeah, college is kind of a prison. Was no more than a pit that they dug in the ground, and that was covered with dirt, and there was an opening on top. They closed it like this, and they would throw you in there, and from time to time there was some kind of a cave or something like this, and you would stay there. No daylight, no nothing. However, Yosef has a different attitude towards it. Even when he was put in the jail, in the cave, in the darkness, he says, okay, everything is a cycle, and I'm waiting for the best to happen. And I know the best is going to happen. I know things are going to get better. But that is not good enough. Because if you're waiting for things to happen, you're basically doing absolutely nothing. And therefore, if you do absolutely nothing, guess what happens? What happens? Nothing happens. And therefore, you fail. The important part is, while you're aware that things will get better, is not to fall into this darkness and waiting and waiting for somebody else to get you out. Don't look at me like that, Mike. That's especially for you. You need to make sure that you are connecting yourself to an action that would make things better. Yosef is doing stuff all the time. He's making things for himself. He creates opportunities. And when you have opportunities, you might have at the end a choice. But when you wait for things to happen, oh, don't worry, it's going to get better. Oh, Rabbi, believe me, it's going to be one more chance. It's not going to get better. Because it's only going to get better if you're going to make it better. If you actually tap into it. I'll give you an example, which is in a way a contradiction between what we supposed to wait for and we're actually doing. It's, of course, waiting for Mashiach. Jews ultimately, that's why Jews are successful, by the way, always had it hard. But even with this hard case, they're in the darkness, the situation they were at, they always hope for the best. It's going to be better. One day it's going to be better. But they never just waited. Those who just waited start to manipulate all kind of calendars, and they end up disappearing. I need to wait for the Mashiach to come. However, what do we say in the Haggadah of Pesach? Kol yemei chayecha, yemei chayecha yamin, kol yemei chayecha alelot, right? Kol yemei chayecha lehavi li'imot HaMashiach. You need to dedicate your time, your days, to bring about the Messianic era. You need to do it. Nobody's going to do the work for you. You need to do it. And what happened if I do it and it didn't come? Still, that occupation in something that is positive, in building, in doing things for yourself, will help you carry on instead of just giving up, rolling on your back, and let life run all over you. Yosef in the jail does it. Don't look at these two parashiyot as two separate parashiyot. Look at the end of last week's parasha. 2 weeks parasha. Actually, last week's parasha. And this week's parasha. When he is in the jail. And the beginning of how he became so rich. How he ended up rich. To the point that he is second to Paro. From being down there, yes, always keep on going. Push, 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 push. You have to have the Emunah. How the level of Emunah of a person is not just how much you believe, is how much you are willing to tap into action upon your belief. The only reason why I'm doing things is because I do believe that it's better. If I'm not doing anything, guess what? You might say you believe, but you don't. And therefore nothing will happen. And the same old same. A year goes by, year out, year in, year out, and you are still staying in the same thing. You are, we call it in Hebrew, grinding water. If I have to put water, I put it in the mill and I grind it. What will come out? On the other hand, water, the same thing. You're wasting your time. I believe, you don't believe. If you believe, you would do. So substitute I believe to I do. The Emunah is good. It gives me a plan. I have a great plan to make a bridge over troubled water. You can make the best bridge over troubled water. But now I have a terrific plan. But now you need to start getting into the dirt. You need to dig. You need to build. You actually need to do the construction. Then they'll call the bridge after you. But if you don't do it, nothing will happen. You want to be successful? Stop talking about it. Start doing it. Stop telling yourself, I can't. Stop putting limitations on yourself. If I didn't have this, I would do it. Listen, a guy with no legs runs. If he has no legs, it's a full amputation, both legs, and he runs, he walks, he takes marathons, he does this. Why you with 2 legs cannot do what he does? Because you decided that you can't. And he decided that nothing is going to stop me. I'm unstoppable. And whatever, cut my legs, I'll run on my hand, but I'm going to do it. You have the abilities. But you also decide what is your limitation. When the Kadosh Baruch Hu says, B'tzelem Elokim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made us in such a way that we can do almost whatever we want. The reason why we don't is because we decided that we don't. That we can't do it. We decided. It's the same example. A person has difficulties to get up in the morning to pray. It's very hard for him to pray. Get up in the morning. He's not motivated. So he can't. Rabbi, I'm trying so hard to get up in the morning. I really can't. Please, give me another chance. I can't. If I was to them, listen, Habibi, tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, there's a Ferrari there with a bag full of dollars for you. But you got to be there at 5 o'clock. You there 5:01, a second later, you're not getting it. You're going to be there at 4. All well dressed, ready. He said, here I am. So what you decide to prioritize. Success is not the ability, not the end result of making it, is actually deciding to do it and doing it. A successful person is a person that has a plan and is actually executing it. I didn't say finish, executing it. It's not up to you to finish, but you have to start. If you decided that you cannot finish the Shas, you won't. It doesn't make a difference if you have the capacity to become the next Rabbi Akiva. You won't. But if you decide that you want to, even if you don't have the ability, just because you want to, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give you more siyata deshemaya that you can handle, and that's a fact. There's no mitzvah midoraita to become a martyr, to suffer. But there's a mitzvah midoraita, uvacharta batov, uvacharta b'chaim. And that is, b'chira is an active choice. I am acting. Ani bocher, I am choosing. Sitting on the side and waiting for somebody else to do the work for you, that's not going to happen. Sitting on the side and waiting for somebody to come for you, like Mashiach will come and he will solve this. He's not coming. He's not coming. If you want Mashiach to solve your problems, to solve your issues, to make everybody religious, and to do all those things, he's not coming. You know why? Because you did not do anything to bring him about. You want Mashiach to come, you work on it. You do what you expect him to do. And then he'll come. And salvation, and that matter, salvation is just not like a messianic era that Mashiach will come. The salvation is also your own salvation. And that's what it is. You need to work hard. Everybody wants the black belt, but nobody wants to put the 7, 10, 15 years to work every day through the pain that it takes to become it. Everybody wants to have a title. That's why you buy titles online. You go to some university of the South Pole and you get something online to say, doctor. You want to be a doctor? It's not a problem. Go sit down, go to a PhD program, write your thesis, go to your defense, put your thing, do all this thing. Become a doctor. Wear your badge or make a sweatshirt with your name, doctor or whatever, my name on it. There's no shortcuts in life. The only shortcuts in life is to take the Derech HaMelech. My grandfather Abba Shalom said, the best way, Tamid tikach et Derech HaMelech. King's path. Straightforward. This is the shortcut. The shortcut is to do things right. If you take shortcuts, real shortcuts, you end up off-road. And you're going to fall. And you're going to hurt yourself. If you want to be successful, stop talking and start doing. Don't just talk the talk, but walk the walk. Shabbat Shalom.